Hello, hello, hello! I am Kazasagi Usuki, and I am here with more Phoenix Wright Justice for All. We are on the final trial, I believe, of case 3? Maybe? I don't see it going much longer than this. I figured it all out. So, without further ado, let's just hop right to it. Good morning, Max. Oh, yeah, good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Regina? How fabulous! My sweetie pie princess. You came to watch my performance today? Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Mo said that? So what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess. You'll fly at the end? It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties? I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on, or even where she is. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today, I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there. Good luck, Max. You're the best. Regina's different, don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning to you. Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? Mo. Top of the morning to you, governor. Top of the morning. That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. Oh, my, thanks. So how are you today, Wright? Well, I've got the feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real culprit. You mean Acro. You think he did it? Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line. Literally. He's got guts to spare. If all I got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already. It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can with other witnesses. What are you going to do then, Nick? I guess today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today, we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and to the truth. You're right, but it's gonna be tough. Anyways, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. You want us to make sure Regina watches. Yes, that's why I brought her to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. This is why, I mean, she's a very sheltered little circus girl. I don't see how, I don't see the problem with it. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactic. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. On that day, one that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Order, order. I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Oh no! It's Wednesday, my dudes. Poor Gumshoe. Very well. Please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work, or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. Aw, get some sleep, Seth. Name and occupation. Ken Ding Ling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the very big circus. Were you there the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene. Yes, get good sleeps. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying, right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. The witness's testimony matches up with exactly with that of the clown. If that's the case, there's very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened. Very well, you may proceed with your cross-examination. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. You said that you were resting in bed. One would thus assume that you turned the lights off in your room, correct? That's correct, but there are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. It's so bright sometimes it can make it hard to sleep. If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains? I never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains. Sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers. Oh, the witness will proceed with his testimony. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said that you were resting in bed. That is correct. But you were still able to hear a sound from outside? I was indeed. Pressing acro doesn't seem to get results. But maybe something was contradictory in what he said just now. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think I have a way to prove that. While it's unlikely, I can't say that he's wrong. What's the matter, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. Until I can find a clear contradiction, I should tread lightly. They've also been very strict with, like, being allowed to press people. They were really strict about the clown. So then a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. Are you sure it was a human being? It could have been a mannequin, or perhaps a large action figure. Well, setting aside the possibility of a mannequin, an action figure is plausible. You have no need to mince words with Mr. Phoenix Wright. Testify to the truth and only the truth, just as if you were there, just as if we were there with you that night. I believe it was a human. Damn, I just strengthened his testimony. I wonder if Acro's statement jives with the facts. Because these are all things that I'm trying to prove eventually. I cannot prove them right now. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true, I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were able to clearly see a human fly by your window? The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. Did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat, as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. Oh, I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. But maybe there was something fishy with his latest bit of testimony. Yes. There was a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? You claim to have seen the exact same thing that Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state I'm in. Just looking outside of the window was a tough enough challenge for me. That's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has two silk hats? No, this is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica, which means acro. That you've been fibbing on the stand. Order, order. As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause the witness to commit perjury in this court today? He has a... Well, he is the real culprit. Can I just say that? I guess I'll just say that. This is ballsy. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion? Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. I don't know. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab an audience's hearts and minds. I thought she was gonna call me a clown. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to almost be scary. He is staying rather calm and collected. Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house. That's true. I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of murder of all things... See? Even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. She's right! Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless squirrel man. Phoenix is a poopy hen. See that, Mr. Phoenix Wright? If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well. I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? He did not. Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of this mysterious accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. What? You're not going to sucker me into this one. What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright? There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. Order, order. What are you getting at? Way to keep them on their toes, Nick. Now I'm going to have to prove how it all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Alright, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright. If this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the circus crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling? In his room. He was obviously here the entire time. That's Acro's room? Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. What? Are you nuts? What say you, Mr. Dingling? It's an interesting theory. That's it. Considering what you propose is impossible, yes, that's it. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way you go to the scene or be the killer. You've got a point. It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he? But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here... She's right. I can't mess up here. I've got to give this some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster. And he did it while he was in his room. No doubt about it. Time to enlighten us as to how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright. I'm going to present some evidence. So what did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime of murder against Russell Berry? Do I have the bust in my... What's that? A picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. The bust. It's quite a large bust, and because it is life size, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death, especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Ugh. See? This is how Acro was able to kill the ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. Order, order. So you're saying that the bust fell on the ringmaster? A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible. Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges? Well, Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, Acro, you can't run away from things this time. Ah! I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? On karma. She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time. There's absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Why can't he see things my way once in a while? Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. Ah, that woman will sink to any low to win a case. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would have been unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him. Don't you think? I have no doubts in regards to this witness's testimony. It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could have not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper... Have you ever lifted up the bust before? No, I've never actually lifted it up with my own two hands, but I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this. Money? That crazy monkey has lifted Max's bust before? Please continue with your testimony, Mr. Dingling. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. So what have you been doing to keep in shape? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope. You don't say. But no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I wouldn't lose either, Slowpoke. I mean, Nick. Whoa, whoa, whoa! How did this discussion turn to me all of a sudden? I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. And why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet. You couldn't have thrown the bust out the window. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. How long do you think your recovery will take? You have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation, but it's going to take a while before I'm back to 100%. Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was carrying the bust, he would not have been able to see out below the window. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Why do you say it would have been impossible? Allow me to explain. You accept the fact that I was carrying the bust. I couldn't see below the window. Thus, there is no way that I would know the location of the ringmaster's head. Well, I suppose you've got a point. Hey, Nick. Huh. What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think of this, maybe if you think of it sort of like this. If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust. That does make sense. If only I could prove somehow. The actor knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down. I think I've already explained things sufficiently. If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all. If all I had to do was drop it, you're right. I could have done that. However, there is no way that I could land a direct hit on the ringmaster's head. So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright? Acro is strong enough to lift up the bus. The main problem is how he could have aimed for the ringmaster's head. I wonder if he used some kind of tool to aim for the ringmaster. That's the ticket, Nick. Show them what you've got. I have to be careful. I have to find something that fits perfectly with the case. Oh, I don't remember us finding any sort of tool, but maybe we overlooked something. I didn't think the box was already out there, but maybe it was. Oh my god, please, video game. I have to assume the box was already out there. And it was pre-positioned, because all it has is the pepper? Why did it only have the pepper bottle on it? Or the condiment bottle. Yeah. Oh, it has something to do with the brother that got killed. Or is in a coma. Because the lion sneezed. And so he's keeping it in that box. Okay, that box, that is Acro's box, and it has to have been there, and that's how he knew where to put it. That all makes sense. Acro, you didn't really need to lean out the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add. Your silly hintings at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over? The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here? Who? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box, which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bus came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean... If the bus were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. No! Order! This is unbelievable! Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going. There's only one way to go from here. Forward. So the next question I have is, who placed that wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Allow me to whip some sense into you. Mr. Phoenix Wright! The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was so specially made. Specially made? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. The box has a remarkable weight. According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift up this wooden box would have required... Oh, I see. One would have to squat down, then lift it up with their body, wouldn't you say? That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. The box is also carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? That is correct. To lift up this box, you'd have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Fool. Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you've had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done that. Could never have done what he's proposing. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust? I'm going to say I remember. Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria. Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. Oh, that means... You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bus from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bus from the cafeteria to my room? You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Ugh. Tell us exactly how the witness could have carried the bus from the cafeteria. Yep, we definitely have a problem here. But this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happened once and for all. Alright, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bus from the cafeteria back to his room? They already said the monkey could carry it. A monkey? Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist ring. So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home. Oh? Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room? But the bust was bronze, isn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. Jesus. My, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Yes, and they are made of platinum, which is very shiny. Ugh. Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Order, order. I said order. Miss Von Karma. Where is the bust in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. This is rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bus. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon. Wait. Then you mean this bus was the murder weapon purely by accident? It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven our critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron! Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Oh, don't seem so bamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And what is that? You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. There is no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. Well, that's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? Nick, don't let her beat you now. I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw?
Take that!
He saw Max... Ow! I asked who the other person Mo saw was on the scene. The evidence has nothing to do with the question. And en contre mon frère, it does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. How is that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak. There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang one of the cards onto the bust's hands. Idiot! Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is the utmost importance to this case, don't you agree? So, he got me. So let's hear of it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? I'm trying to think. A lot of things have happened very quickly. Russell Berry put on Maximilian's cloak and hat when he went outside to meet. So Acro wrote the note because he thought he was going to kill Regina. I'm pretty sure that was his original plan. Regina posts the note on the bulletin board. Russell sees it. He's going to go meet the person that's going to confront Regina because he doesn't want her to experience... He doesn't want her to have that on... Because she's got that whole shelter thing going on. So he goes to meet that person instead. He puts on... He's in the middle of talking with Max, though, so he puts on Max's cloak and hat because it's really cold out. And that's how he gets seen by the ventriloquist. And then he's there, and he sees the box, and as he's picking it up, the bust gets dropped on his head by Acro, and I guess when he hits the ground, the cloak flutters onto the bust, and that's how it gets seen... That's how Mo sees it, because now you've got... And that's why there's technically two hats, because one's the bust hat and one's Russell's hat, or Maximilian's hat. So I guess it's technically Russell. No one really put it on. Fool him? You were saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry? That's what I'm saying. I mean, the victim himself placed the cloak on the bust? Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright? Explain yourself! Nick, do you really have a handle on all this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright. So you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Oh, is Phoenix going to explain everything I just did? Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then, he attached that rope to the bust, and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window, directly above the wooden box. At that same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room, and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But, just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house, by none other than the ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that is when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is when the magic happens. In that very instant that the bust hit the victim, just wait a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet. What? The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. The impact also caused a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. When Mo looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea. Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it, primarily because in his wheelchair he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. And that is how the magical murderer disappeared into the sky came to be. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the only one person who was capable of one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could have only been you. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. But he has come to the end of his rope now. So, what now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a point. Can we see some evidence? Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method, but there is still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Okay then, use that and get out of this jam. That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you unraveled the trick to this magic case. Oh, there's two hats. The problem is Max's three symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday, there were two contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all of those contradictions. You fool, do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday? He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust. Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of.
Objection!
Fine, you've got one, but what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember what the ventriloquist said in court. He said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night, but the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there was no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain. Oh wait, that one. Can you do it, Nick? Of course, I can explain all of it. What was that? Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses? Oh, okay. Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Ugh. Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. Order, order. This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'd understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive? This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Because he didn't mean to. Thus, there's absolutely no way that someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Mm. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now. What do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster. Acro's motive, It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess. I know the answer to this, though. He didn't mean to kill the ringmaster. He wanted to get that little Regina. The child. I can't believe it. Acro? It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is, and I think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus, am I that hated? Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. He did? But that, I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know? But you're not, which is kind of the reason why. Hey, pal! You're gonna ignore me after all this trouble? All this trouble to bring you some evidence? What? Detective Gumshoe? Oh, forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. Now, Detective. I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? We've got some real tasty milk. How about a card trick, Detective? Oh, well, if you insist. How about that evidence you mentioned? What is it? There you go. Huh? What's this? This was yesterday in Acro's room. Yep, and I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later. Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? That's why this is all a secret. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know. Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things there just now. You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion. Final plans? Uh-huh. That reminds me. I got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it! And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. What did he mean by that? The very end part? I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing. Ah! Don't scare me like that. It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What, for me? It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk for me? Court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingman. Yes, Your Honor. Please proceed with your testimony. Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Ooh. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the very big circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. Someone's inviting me to play DBD, and I have no idea who it is. My Steam just popped up. It's like, DBD? Oh my god. Whomst? You're such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held in such high esteem. You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for a cross-examination, is there? Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? This might be my last chance to get that answer that question. Of course. The defense has a right to cross-examine the witness. Huh, you're so tactless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive. Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. Oh, I guess cross-examining is kind of pointless. We? Yes, my brothers Sean and I. What, you have a brother? How old were you when this happened, Acro? I was 8 years old and my brother was 4. Your parents were very cruel, weren't they? Nowadays, we aren't bitter about what happened to us, because it allowed us to meet these wonderful people at the Very Big Circus. Nick, the judge is getting misty-eyed. He's got a soft spot for sob stories, it looks like. Ugh! No crying in court. Let's keep going. The witness may proceed with his testimony. That's when the ringmaster of the Very Big Circus, Russellberry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. Ugh. How would you describe your relationship with the ringmaster? He was like an uncle, a father, and a big brother all rolled up into one. The ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had. What about the other people at the circus? This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were very few customers coming in, so no one really had the time to look after us. They were worried about other things. But the ringmaster, he would always come see us with a laugh and a smile. What a beautiful story! That's why I was always thinking of what I could do to help. I wanted to thank him. Nick, isn't Acro such a wonderful person? I know. He seems like a nice guy, which is what makes this so difficult. So how long have you been a performer? I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. You started off as an acrobat at that early of an age. I begged the ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. That's also when I decided to form a group with my brother. We called ourselves the Flying Dingling Berries. It's nearly a household name. I've heard of them in Germany. Liar. The point is that I wanted to be of some use to the circus. You are truly a remarkable young man. The judge keeps looking at Acro almost like a proud father. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. Did you ever have any trouble with the ringmaster? How could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of this witness's testimony? Or the heartfelt emotions contained within? You better think about this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You better think hard. Ow! No matter how you look at it, there's no way I could see this witness ever taking the victim's life. Exactly. I've been waiting for you to say that, Your Honor. Nick, I hate to say it, but I agree with them. I was trying to chase down the truth, but I ended up just looking like a jerk. Whoops. I think this will be enough for now. Pondering whether or not this man would kill the ringmaster leads me to believe that it is pretty unlikely. Exactly right, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I would like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro would want the ringmaster dead? I can't provide one. Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools is so foolhardily foolish. Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was, this is the real killer of Russellberry Ringmaster. If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right. The end of things? Acro, you didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? The ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you just say? I'm saying that the target of this witness's murderous plot was not the ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Rustleberry to begin with. What? He only wanted to kill his daughter. Order, order. Bailiff, I don't care who it is. Smack anyone who's loud in the face. Twice if you must. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do in my court? Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do in his court? Are you attempting to imply that Acker was trying to kill somebody else? Da-da. Regina Barry? This young girl is the ringmaster's daughter, correct? Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you?
Objection!
You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question. He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to do is say you're wrong. That's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Enough, Mr. Wright. Allow me to... The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. Oh. And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence, now! I want to know why Acker would want to kill Regina Barry. Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. It's the note, right?
Take that!
Acro, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat? Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled, To the Murderer. Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. So you're saying that he called Rustleberry with that note? Yes, but there's just one little problem. Problem? Acro did indeed place his note in someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster. You mean, it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Barry. Order. Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours. It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her, which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father... the ringmaster saw the note. That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in the plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake. Instead of Regina. That's incredible! Remember the testimony that Acker gave us earlier today. Lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was. Oh, I've got it! Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza. And that's when he let the bus fly. Hey, Nick. Isn't Regina listening to all of this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's only gonna get harsher from here. I hope Regina can handle it. Acro wrote this note to Regina. Foolishly foolish fool with foolishly foolish fool ideas of foolish tomfoolery. You're so foolish you've even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes, what about that line? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Barry, it would mean that... The note is declaring that Regina Barry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What did you just say? The ringmaster knew what that note meant, which is why he went to the plaza, in place of his lovely daughter. Oh, hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that alluded to in the note? The incident 6 months ago. I know all about it. An incident occurred 6 months ago, and now I'm more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Moron! What, are you sure it relates to this present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? I think so. Well, then if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually... It's the pepper... We have to connect the two cases, and the pepper bottle was in the box that the ringmaster picked up. It's the only thing that links the two. I think this is too soon to drop. Achoo! 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 What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for. What do you mean? Recall the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing this because of the piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Rather unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright. So what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. A foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? Well, I don't think she meant to kill him. Who is this? This is Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Regina, she did that to him. Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Shan Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. A lion? Miss Regina Berry, is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. So then what happened to Acro's brother? He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident. I see. Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? I do think it was an accident, but I have to prove otherwise. I have to prove that there was some sort of intent behind it. The pepper bottle, the scarf. Scarf. Hold on, I need to look at the court record. Oh. There's pepper on the scarf. I think what we have to sort of assume is that she put pepper on the scarf, which made the lion sneeze, and that's what hurt him. I don't feel like she has that in her. But maybe her whole cutesy act is not what it seems. I guess it was more than that. The lion biting Bat was no accident at all. Jesus, what? I guess she did do it with intent? She seems so spacey and, like, not grasping reality that... But maybe it's all an act. You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. There is no way that Regina would ever initiate her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat. Oh, maybe this was too early. That's just a scarf. Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who was the one that gave this scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him. Regina? There is something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor. And what might that be? Pepper. Pepper? Pepper. Regina gave this scarf to Bat right before the accident, and she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey, what's with the silent treatment? Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal, but out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that? It still seems like the judge doesn't get it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling. Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed, and it looked like he was smiling. Lions smile? I've never heard of them smiling, however. Lions sneeze. What? Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf. What? You fool! You've got to be kidding me!
Objection!
What's the matter, Miss Von Karma? I object, for objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix Wright, this theory, you believe it. You really intend to say this is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot! Huh. It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me that what I said was true? Acro? You don't mean... You can't mean... Witness! Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright, unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory. What would that problem be? The same problem it's always been, evidence. If I drop Max's bust on top of the ringmaster, where is the evidence that proves that claim? You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or lack thereof to be more precise. The murder weapon? The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it were covered with the victim's blood, that would be awesome, awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. I swear we saw that bust. In Acro's room. The bust. Nick, you've got to do something. This is the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won. But I wouldn't believe it's still in Acro's room anymore. There's no way. It might be worthwhile to search Acro's room, but why aren't you going to search his room? It looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the true meaning of Von Karma, total justice. I guess. I figured, with you, that's the least I should expect. You leave no stone unturned. A Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. What did you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright? The bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise. And we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this. It looks like you lack the final nail to put in my coffin. But what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Ugh. Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust. Where is it now? Where's the bust right now? You're Phoenix Wright. You know where that bust is. I'm sure you do. There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? It seems this case is coming to a close. The defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short. Thank you for your support. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings an end to the cross-examination of this witness. Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just bit my tongue. What? We need time to do what? Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. What, are you asking me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. Hey, wait, you can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the line, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose. Very well, the defense may proceed. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic. There's no room for a false step. Sink or swim. The only way through is forward. The murder weapon. Where is Max's bust now? I don't fucking know. I assume it can't be in the circus, because it's been thoroughly searched, and they've made that quite clear. And we've been all through there. The craziest answer is that it's in this courtroom. Maybe it is. I don't fuck it. It's obvious. The bust is inside this very courtroom. Give me that penalty. It's obviously where? Allow me to pinpoint the location of this bust at once. Once and for all. Fuck her. I don't think Von Karma has it. She's very shady. The witness has it? Did he... Is it like under... Is it on like... I guess he could be hiding it in his wheelchair, like, Not on his lap, because that would be obvious, but like on the foot pedals. If he's got a blanket over his lap. That's the... I have not seen this man actually fully in his wheelchair. I don't believe. So I think this is... this is bullshit. Because I have to... I'm making the assumption that he has like a blanket over his lap and that he's hiding the bust with the blanket. And that's like an... If they had shown me him at any point in time, like his full body, I'd be more inclined to believe that. Or it'd be more easier to be like, not feel like you're taking such a leap. Unless I have, and I'm just an idiot. Acro, I'm sorry to ask this. Do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under the blanket. Because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to hide a bust under there. Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it in the only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. You fool! How could you? You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Miss Francesca Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch a surprise search on my room last night? There were two pieces of decisive evidence. The cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust, obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under the wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now to be caught in the middle of court hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. So you got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. It all makes sense now. I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing. You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know, I sure couldn't. I can't believe it. Me, make a mistake. Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that. It seems we've finally arrived at the truth. Acro? Yes, Your Honor. Did you kill the ringmaster of Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime. Acro? All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina, and she started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. That's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times, too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never, ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely that she would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful. So are you saying that you were a victim in all of this as well? No, that's not what I mean. It's nothing. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first I thought I'd kill myself. Then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't get up and leave yet. This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me again. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. This court is adjourned. Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Acro, the ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only max 1,000,000 of them. Thank you. What's with the vibe in this room? We're just thinking about Acro. No. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy. Huh? Ah! She's been like this for a while now. Ah! It's all my fault! This is Sweetie Pie. Bat and Acro, they're never coming back! Now everyone's gonna split up. Regina. Mr. Wright, tell me something. Oh, what do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. I just couldn't get up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro... is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? I don't think so. Not anymore. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? You're really sure? I can believe that? Yeah, Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're not just making up that stuff, about Acro not wanting revenge. Oh. I wanted... I was not trying to click that. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. I did not mean that. Oh, well. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo? We really put you... I accidentally clicked. I was trying to hit profiles. We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So, whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? Ah, that's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. I always accidentally hit options. Yeah, but I couldn't do that with... You know what? It's fine. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision. What is it? I decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn this circus into the best circus this world has ever seen. The best circus this world has ever seen? Don't laugh. That's quite the goal. Yay! I can't wait! Then I guess that changes things. Huh? There's only one thing the best circus in the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means this circus needs the best magician this world has ever seen. Max, let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help them out too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? We've got to work together to make the Berry Big Circus bigger than it's ever been. Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the Berry Big Circus without Regina Berry. Max. Nick, it seems like everything is going to turn out all right here. I can't wait to go see the best circus the world has ever seen. We'll save you the most fabulous seat. It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats. I see. What made the case? Yesterday's surprise raid. It really paid off, just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you? It was just a theory. If Acro really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney. You mean Mr. Wright? Of course. Well, Detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. Oh, look who's alive! Look who's been alive this whole fucking time. I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. Jesus fucking Christ. They really did just break up. They have been talking about this man and even said as much that he was super dead. There he is! Fucking hell. I'm so annoyed. What did Edgeworth do that we can't even say his name to fucking Maya? Don't ever say his name again. He's gone and he's never coming back. The most dramatic bullshit I've ever heard for the 3 whole cases. I knew this man has spin-off games. But he was being talked about so ominously. God grief. He probably just went on vacation, and Phoenix Wright took that as a serious fucking... Who will be our hero of heroes? Will be last year's runner-up, Jammin' Ninja, or maybe Captain Saipan, all the way from the lovely tropical island of Saipan. I see the students of a certain starry school are roaring to win, and global hero Onahi Pon doesn't want to go home without the prize. Well, I hope Lady Luck is with all our heroes tonight. The winner of the 3rd annual Hero of Heroes Grand Prix is me. What is happening? Whoa! The true hero of the night has appeared in our midst. Steel Samurai? It looks like this year's Grand Prix goes to this fantastic warrior. The Nickel Samurai! Too bad, Jammin' Ninja. Looks like the title eluded you again this year. Oh, we're back at the Gatewater Hotel. Alright! Yes, did you hear that, Nick? Did you? The Nickel Samurai! He did it! Yeah, he sure did. I'm getting too old for this. I'm proud of the guy for doing the series justice. So the person everyone was cheering for, I guess he got the prize! Yep. You know who we're talking about, right, Pearly? The Nickel Samurai. No, every Sunday. I only watch the educational channels. Kids Masterpiece Theater. Okay, that's it. From now on, the Nickel Samurai. All the kids watch it. Do you like the Nickel Samurai too, Mr. Nick? Nah, Nick's an old fart, so he's not allowed to watch it anymore. That's right, but I do like the kids' masterpiece theater. Hey, I didn't know you were young at heart, Nick. Mr. Nick, you're a grown-up. You're not allowed to watch that anymore. You're supposed to act your age and have interests that match. It's very important. That's not true. If you want to watch Blue's Clues, that's fine. Just watch Blue's Clues. Do what you love. Watch what you enjoy. Don't listen to Pearls. Pearls is wrong. Oh, give it a rest, Pearly. Looks like I made the right choice in inviting everybody here. I'm glad you're all having a good time. I don't remember the voice I gave this man. He was always crying, so... It's like a dream. Too bad for the Gem and Ninja, though. Last year, he lost to the Pink Princess Warrior of a little old Tokyo. I thought this might be his year. Yeah. Oh, hey. Did anyone else think that the Gem and Ninja looked a bit different today? Different? What do you mean? Well, he wasn't carrying his bright red guitar. Hey, you're right. Strange he'd walk around without his signature guitar. I will never understand these people and their shows. Anyway, Mr. Powers, thank you very much for tonight. It was nothing. I owe you one, so it's just my way of saying thanks. Hey, Nick, come on. It's time to get going to the lobby. There's a post-ceremony stage show that's supposed to start real soon. And then I heard there's going to be a press conference after that. A press conference? Is he going to make a speech about winning this year's prize? Oh, well, not exactly. Something about the Nickel Samurai confessing something. Confessing? Sounds pretty serious. Ah, Nick, come on. You don't want to be one of the last ones there, do you? Yeah, Mr. Nick, do you? Why me? The show doesn't even start for another 20 minutes. Thank you very much for inviting us today. Oh, it was nothing really. Guys like us don't get to come to a place like this often, so I thought I'd invite you all. Hey, Mr. Powers, what have you been up to lately? Well, since the Pink Princess successfully wrapped up last month, I've been on a kids' exercise show while wearing a rabbit mask over my face. Oh, I see. I'm still really sorry about all the headache I caused you last time, Mr. Wright. Oh well, what's done is done, so let's forget about it. This is Will Powers. He's an action star. His popularity exploded when he was the Steel Samurai, and he was the first case Maya worked on with me. It's too bad you look scary, or people would know you're the real softie who's good with kids. Oh, thanks. I can't believe they're going to make a movie based on the Nickel Samurai. I can't believe it either, but for a different reason. The Steel Samurai, an epic story of one hero in a desperate fight against his arch-nemesis, the evil magistrate, in the city of Tokyo. And last year, they started a new series, The Nickel Samurai. The new series seems to be a hit with the kids too. I'm really attached to the Steel Samurai as a show, so I was hoping that maybe I'd get a chance to do something in this new one. Yeah, it's too bad. It'd been awesome to see you with the new actor Matt Engarde. Engarde? He's super popular right now. Mr. Engarde. Looks like Pearls doesn't know who he is. This year, it's going to be the Nickel Samurai versus the Jammin' Ninja at the box office. Jammin' Ninja? Who's that again? So who is this Jammin' Ninja again? He's a hero, duh! His symbol is the bright red guitar he's always carrying. A ninja who's always carrying around a bright red guitar. How does that even work? With a scarf around his neck and a guitar in his hand, he raises to stardom in an ancient time. A ninja who becomes a star. Yeah! A ninja who becomes a star. There's a strong rivalry between the two of them. Global Studios, Nickel Samurai, and Worldwide Studios, Jammin' Ninja. They even air at the same time. You know what I heard? I heard those two don't get along at all. Like the Nickel Samurai's Engarde and the guy who plays the Jammin' Ninja, I mean. The Nickel Samurai speaks French. Oh, you mean Matt Engarde, the actor? I guess even the world of heroes is in a sparkling, happy place. Yeah. Ah, I really owe you one. If it wasn't for you guys, I don't know what would have happened. what you did. It was a real tight spot I was in, and you fought so hard to get me out. I don't care what happens. I'll never forget everything you've done for me. Oh, look at all this lobster. What can I say? This is a really high-class hotel. I'd never eaten this kind of salad before. Poor Pearls, having eaten only vegetables all her life, she's been missing out. Don't worry, any leftovers belong in my happily awaiting stomach anyway. You're such a glutton, Maya. Ah, I lose this one to Maya. You sure can eat. Well, a growing girl needs her nutrients. A growing girl? Exactly how big do you plan on getting? This sure is one luxurious hotel, almost to the point of gaudy. How it blends together, everything fancy imaginable. Speaking of fancy, didn't that bellboy give me something like that last year? The award ceremony was just held on that stage. It was really fabulous. You just reminded me of the circus for a second. Well, shows like that are guaranteed to be good, you know? There's a grand set of doors over there, and behind those doors is an equally grand lobby. Shall we go and take a look, Mr. Nick? Hey, wait up! This grand dessert is calling to me. It's saying, eat me now. That chandelier is really something, isn't it? I thought it was kind of a spaceship. Hey, Nick, how about we get one of those for the office? One of those hanging from our poor, weak ceiling? I don't think so. We're done with you. Ooh. Wow, what is with this place? Looks like I've stumbled into Oz or something. Way in the back, there's a sign for the bathroom. Maybe I should visit it while I can before the show starts? I can understand flowers in front of the dressing rooms, but what are stuffed bears doing here? Could it be that there's an action star with a soft spot for teddy bears? Nah, can't be. Compared to the flowers on the other side of the hall, these are much more gorgeous. Let's see. Record companies, fan clubs, company workers, family. Carrying all these flowers home would be hard, I think. There's a piece of paper taped to the door that says, Juan Cordea's room. Juan Cordia? His name just sounds like a star's name. I've heard it before, but I don't know anything about him at all. To Mr. Angard from the Global Studio staff. It'd be nice if lawyers got flowers too. Something like, to Mr. Wright, from all your grateful clients. There's a piece of paper taped to the door that says, Matt and Garde's room. Matt and Garde. I've heard that name before. Oh yeah, Maya's always yammering about him like the obsessed fan she is. I'm surprised that Matt and Garde doesn't have all the flowers, and this man does. Huh. There are toilets in each room of this hotel, but since all sorts of events are held here, there are bathrooms for people who aren't staying here to use as well. Perfect for people like me, who can't afford to stay here in the first place. Uh-oh. I thought I had to go potty. Do I not have to go to the potty? Okay. Sounds like the post-ceremony show is about to start. Alright, I'm so pumped. I wonder if he's going to show off his special move today, Nickel Samurai Smelting. Actually, what I'm interested in most is the press conference. You mean the big confession that the Nickel Samurai is going to make after the show? So what is it? Do you know what it's about, Mr. Powers? Well, I'm not the Steel Samurai anymore, so I don't have any idea. Bah! Sorry. So I guess you're all going to the press conference then? Yeah, of course! If that's the case, then here, take these tickets so you can get in. Thank you very much. Well, let's get going to the lobby. It looks like it's over this way, Mr. Nick. Okay, for great justice. Only a really gaudy hotel would have such a large, gaudy lobby to match. Ah, I think they're going to have the post-ceremony show over there. They're using a compact stage, I see. Oh, I'm all ready to use my special samurai power. Maya looks like she's ready to start a fight. Your attention, please. Your attention, please. The Nickel Samurai's post-ceremony stage show will not be held tonight due to unforeseen circumstances. What? Why? Ow, you didn't have to pinch me. Pinch yourself if you don't believe it. We are asking for everyone's cooperation at this time, so please stay where you are. This is a special request from the police. The police? Did they just say the police? Do you want me to go check out what's going on? Oh wait, I'll come with you. Freeze! You two, didn't you just hear the announcement just now? It just finished telling you not to move. That voice! I've heard that voice somewhere before. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It's this line right here. I'm gonna take a sippy. And then try and find my New York, whatever voice I used for this horrible woman. Okay, here we go. Honestly, youth these days can't be bothered to listen to other people when they talk. Just the other day, it was the same thing. There was a small footbridge next to a sign that said, "Beware, bridge out." And along comes... There she goes. That non-stop chatter. It can't be. Miss Oldbag. What is it, you young whippersnappers? Do I know you? Wait, you! You're Powers, aren't you? Yeah, what happened back then? You didn't even get nominated this year, did you? Oh, that's right. You're doing that children's exercise program trying to play nice. Oh, yeah, that's me. Thankfully, I still have a job. I love that show, and you're a hoot. You're the Big Brother character, right? Yes, even with your face covered in a mask. What a work of art. That's how it is, you know? What are you doing here? I just can't read that fast. I can't read out loud in that voice that fast. Look at my uniform and tell me you can't tell me I'm a member of security. With that outfit. Annoying, noisy brats. Get the blaster. Miss Oldbag, what are you doing here? What happened to your position at Global Studios? Oh, that old place. Well, since that incident, they've been letting people go. When they cut the security team, I got the pink slip. What incident? What did you do? I didn't do anything, youngin'. Don't you remember? That incident a year ago. When this lady got on the witness stand and testified. Yeah. And you, weren't you the one who was bullying me? This fragile girl at heart. I plead the fifth. But you know, I think maybe I rubbed the upper management the wrong way by testifying. Yes, that has to be it. Everything is all your fault. Me? I thought about being a bodyguard at first, after being handed old Pinky. You, a bodyguard? For your friend. That fiery, good-looking guy with the red jacket and the ruffles. Mr. Edgeworth. But that sort of arrangement would be entirely too troublesome for me. That's what he said to me. What did I ever do to deserve that? So did something happen? I don't have all the details, but it looks like another one of those incidents happened again. An incident? Like a murder kind of incident? Maybe. You see, I'm a bit of a devilish woman. So wherever I go, showers of blood are sure to follow. Bet you didn't know that. That shouldn't quite... Then shouldn't you quit being a security guard, at least for the sake of other people? Silence, whippersnapper! Hey, Nick. What is it? I don't like that devilish smile playing on your lips. Let's make like we're going to the bathroom and check things out. No way. The police told us not to go anywhere, remember? Huh? But B-O-R-I-G. You're such a boring guy. You've got no motivation, no spirit. Huh? What's going on? Are you giving Mr. Maya trouble again, Mr. Nick? Not you too, Pearls. Please don't stick your little nose into this one. So listen to this, Pearly. This one time at lawyer camp, Nick... Okay, I get it. Let's go take a look. Yay! I know you couldn't say no to me, Nick. That's right! You'd walk over miles of hot coals for Mystic Maya, wouldn't you, Mr. Nick? That would be every time we work a case together. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go already. You can come along too, Pearly. Goody! I get to come! Oh. There's nothing really out of the ordinary here. Are you looking for the incident that the old lady was talking about? Doesn't look like it happened here. Well, we better go look somewhere else. Alright, then let's try... Excuse me? Oh, you're not the bellboy. What is with you, sir? Well, this man looks like a killer. And I feel like this is really concerning. This giant stitch across this man's face. This man looks like he might have done himself a murder. Oh, man. Are you by any chance Miss Maya Fey? Yeah, that's me. You have a phone call waiting for you at the front desk. A call? I wonder if it's someone from Korean Village. What's wrong, Mystic Maya? Oh, nothing. You guys go on ahead, and I'll be right there, okay? Okay. Right this way, Miss Faye. Well, Maya's dead. She's gone. That's it for her. Let's go look somewhere else now, Mr. Nick. Yeah, okay. That girl's murdered. Like, maybe all that talk of Edgeworth being dead was like a red herring, and we're about to lose Maya now that we just got Edgeworth back. This is a little exciting and a little scary. I know Maya doesn't got no sequels. She could be... She's gone forever now. I told you! I get people the info they want, which means I've got a right to know. Nope, don't care who you are, pal. We're still investigating, so you can't go in. What's your problem? Just you wait. I'll be all over the morning paper. Scruffy detective, secret scandal, revealed. You'll see. I'll get you back. Oh my god, is this Lotta hard? Do I get her in 2 cases in a single game? Oh god. It's just the greatest hits keep on rolling in. Those 2 sounded pretty serious. That southern accent can only mean... Hey, Wright! Hey, Lotta. Come on, do a gal a favor and tell this cop I'm just doing my job and I got rights. Are you... Detective Gumshoe. Hey, pal, help a guy out. Tell her that only the police are allowed here. This is the scene of a murder, so she should leave this to us pros. A murder? Aw, shoot. Me and my big mouth. See? I knew it. My gut instinct told me so. I always trust my gut. A murder, it said, and that's just what it said. A genuine murder. Hey, wait. Hee-haw! A murder! Oh, a big star, no less. Oh, man. I'm in trouble now. Yeah. So, Detective Gumshoe, a murder. No, that's not it. I got my facts mixed up for a second there, pal. Mr. Nick. Is this dead person the Nickel Samurai? Huh? Why do you ask? Well, Mystic Maya was rooting for him, so... It wasn't the Nickel Samurai that got bumped. Actually, the Nickel Samurai is the one under suspicion of doing the bumping off. What? The guy that died was this hero named Jamma Ninja, pal. The Jamma Ninja. That woman with the big puffy hair that looks like cotton candy. You mean Lotta? That woman, she was there that time too, right? That time? When Mystic Maya did that channeling. Oh, that time. Well, Lotta's a journalist, so that's why she was there. Journalist. It looks like she was hanging around here too before the murder happened. Hanging around. Yeah, hiding and waiting in front of the Jamma Ninja store, pal. But why would she? She wouldn't tell me, pal. Just said something about getting my big scoop. Scoop? What sort of news could she be after? So the victim was the Jamma Ninja. Mr. Jamma Ninja. He was on a really popular rival TV show to the Nickel Samurai. Oh. Look at this, dude. The victim was the action star Juan Corrida. He got a huge push and rode the express train to stardom. I mean, even I know who he is. Yeah, even I recognize his face. But I heard lately that Matt Angarde's been taking the wind out of his sail. I'm telling you, pal, as far as who's popular, those two are hogging all the limelight. I guess there's no space for Mr. Powers at all, huh? Poor guy. Mr. Angarde, that's the Nickel Samurai, right? Yup. I mean, no, you gotta say it with more oomph. The Nickel Samurai. Anyway, so now that Juan Corrida's gone, that means Mr. Angarde has a whole stage to himself, wouldn't you say? I wouldn't bet on it, pal. We can't have that happen, you know? Can't have that happen? What's that supposed to mean, I wonder? May I see? Would you take a look at this for me? Listen, pal, I'm not leaking any info about the events to you this time. If I do, my salary's really gonna get it. And then I won't even be able to get those instant noodles down at the discount market. Oh. Alright. Well, I can't go into the rooms. I can't do anything. Well, that is a problem. Oh shit. So I can't go down to the detention center. And I can't... I don't have anything to say to anybody else. I have to have something more to say to Gumshoe. But he didn't want to look at any of that. I forgot you could present profiles. The Nickel Samurai, he really took the Grand Prix tonight. Maya's a big fan of his. Really? Oh, I'm sorry then. Why are you sorry? Matt Angarde was just arrested, pal. On suspicion of murdering Juan Corrida. What? There we go. Why was Mr. Angarde arrested? Sorry, pal, but that's not something I can tell you. We just started the investigation, so we don't want any leaks. Looks like yet another Steel Samurai hero is in hot water. Mr. Nick, if Mystic Maya knew about this... Yeah, I know. She'd make me take this case. I know. There we go. That should be everything. I would hope. There we go. Hey, so what's going on, Mr. Wright? It looks like Juan Correa has been killed. What? Juan It looks like he was murdered and a suspect was arrested. That suspect is Mr. Matt Angarde. You're joking, right? Nope, they arrested the Nickel Samurai and suspicious of murdering the Jammin' Ninja. Oh, not again. I feel sick. Again? About a year ago, something just like this happened, Pearls. I still can't believe. No way Matt would... What's Mr. Powers got in his hand? Oh, before I forget, this is for you, Mr. Wright. I got this from the bellboy that came by earlier. For me? But why? I don't know. All he said was it was for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the attorney. Oh, Jesus. Matt is the most energetic and active actor out there right now. The Nickel Samurai really sealed his place as a pop idol, but he kept adding fuel to the fire of his rivalry with Juan anyway. Mr. Juan, he's the Jammin' Ninja, right? Those two would butt heads over everything they could think of, but I'd say Matt was the one who almost always came out on top. I guess some people only know how to relate to others by butting heads like a ram. Juan said that he'd take Matt on this time too, so he joined a rival TV show. And that was the Jammin' Ninja? The stylish Nickel Samurai and the burning Jammin' Ninja. Well, things turned messy really fast with those two using their shows for their war. And the final tally? Look around. It's pretty obvious how things ended up. Matt even won the Grand Prix this year. The final win over his rival, I guess. Mr. Angarde was going to hold a press conference, wasn't he? That's what I heard. Though if you wanted to get technical about it, it was the Nickel Samurai's conference. The Nickel Samurai's? Yeah, he was supposed to wear his costume and give the press conference that way. He was going to be in costume? But why? I'm not sure. They don't keep me in the loop anymore. I was just wondering, where's Mystic Maya? She's been gone a long time. Now that she mentions it, Maya was only going to answer a phone call. Maybe she got lost. I'll take a quick look around for her. Ah! What is it, Mr. Nick? I'm not sure. It's coming from this transceiver. Yes, hello? Right here. Is this Mr. Phoenix Wright, the attorney? And you are? You don't need to know who I am. I think you have other things to be concerning yourself with. Such as... Help! Nick! I called it. That bitch is dead. Mystic Maya! Or gonna be, I guess. Maya! So, Mr. Wright, wouldn't you agree that the more important issue is the fate of the girl? Her fate? Does he mean what I think he means? Maya, where are you? Are you hurt? Come now. Don't fall apart on me yet. No, this can't be. Now that I have your attention, Mr. Attorney, I have a modest proposal for you. If you do what I require, then I will return to you your valuable item unharmed. What is this called again, in your fancy lawyer terms? Kidnapping for ransom. Yes, that's it. This is a kidnapping. Ah! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! My sight. Everything's fading away. Maya's been kidnapped. Are you there? Mr. Attorney, are you there? How much? How much do you want? Very good, Mr. Attorney. I'm glad you have such a good grasp of the situation. Hurry up and state your condition, and then return Maya. Money is not what I seek. But what I want is a certain verdict. I would like a complete acquittal. Complete acquittal? What in the world have you done to need? I am not the person you will be representing. What? You are currently at the Gatewater Hotel, are you not? And I know that a murder has just taken place there. Juan Correa was killed, and the suspect, Matt Angarde. You are, as expected, quite on top of things, Mr. Attorney. Now then, what I want is very simple. I want you to obtain a complete acquittal for Matt Angarde. Matt Angarde? But why? He did not kill anyone. I can attest to that. However what? However, someone is framing him for the murder. A very smart someone who is setting him up to take the fall. If I agree and do what he wants, can I believe he'll keep his end of the bargain? You are, of course, at liberty to take me at my word or not. However, there is one thing you can take as fact. Right now, your very precious item is with me, in my possession. Help! Nick! Maya. You have 2 days. Of course, tonight you will be in questioning with the police, but the trial is in 2 days. At that trial, you will win a not guilty verdict. Remember, you only have one chance. One chance, Mr. Attorney. One? You expect me to get a not guilty in one trial day? Yes, exactly. I don't believe I was wrong in choosing you, so don't let me down. Oh yes, that's right. Now that I am playing the role of the kidnapper, I can't pass up this chance to say, and don't even think about calling the cops. Not great, but you get the idea. Damn it. Who the hell are you? Very well, I'll tell you that much. My name is Dick Hitler. Dick Hitler. Mr. Nick, where is Mystic Maya? She's been kidnapped. No, it's my fault. If only I had gone with Mystic Maya. It's not your fault, Pearls. But it is Mystic Maya. Mr. Wright, I think we should tell the police what's going on. No, we can't do that. If we do, who knows what will happen to Maya. Mr. Nick, what about the detective we saw earlier? Detective Gumshoe. Yes, that's it. That's it. Wait here and I'll be right back. Alright, I'll take care of Pearl while you're away. What? Ransom? Shh, not so loud. The ransom is complete acquittal for Matt and Garde. Wait, the deal is complete acquittal in exchange for Maya, you mean? Then this means Matt and Garde is obviously the killer, pal, no doubt about it. The guy said that Miss Angarde is innocent. You really believe that a kidnapper tells you, pal? I guess he has a point. If Angarde really is innocent, then why the kidnapping? And on top of everything else, there's all this evidence we keep finding. Huh? The forensic team's having a field day back there. But it's strange. There's so much evidence that it feels like something's wrong. There's too much evidence. Is that possible? Actually, didn't the kidnapper say something about Angarde being set up? Anyway, looks like you won't be leaving here tonight, pal. Just sit tight and cooperate with the investigation. Tomorrow, you can start yours. Alright. Isn't there another way? We've also got to be careful about pushing the kidnapper the wrong way. You're right. Gumshoe raised a good point, that if the kidnapper is so concerned about getting this man off, he must have done it, even though he's like, oh no, he definitely didn't do it. I was wondering if we'd ever actually get a client that was guilty, that actually did the murder, because when you're a defense attorney, you have to defend the person whether they've done it or not. Just like the prosecution has to accuse someone if they've done it or not. Or I think the game's a little backwards, where the prosecution will just put anyone on the stand. I don't know. In theory, both sides are supposed to work together to figure out who is responsible and who is not. But it very, very rarely ever works out that way. Ow, my head. Where am I? I wonder if I'm still in that hotel. What happened to me? Nick, Pearly! Come on, guys. This isn't funny anymore. Oh, what did I tell you? I see you have awoken. Ah! Who are you? Me? I am known as the Killer. The Killer? You mean like an assassin? I'm too young to die. Don't worry. You are not my target. For now, anyway. Ah! Nick, where are you? Help me. Yes, that's right. Only one person can save you now, and that is Mr. Phoenix Wright. Nick's going to save me? Calm down and be a good girl. Think of this as a business transaction. A business transaction? I'm going to contact him now. I hope you cooperate and play your assigned role well. Nick, what's going to happen to me? Nick, Pearly, Sis. This is bananas. Is this Mr. Phoenix Wright, the attorney? You don't need to know who I am. I think you have other things to be concerning yourself with, such as... Good morning! Morning, Pearls. Mr. Nick, come on, let's hurry and go see Mr. Angarde. We have to wait a bit, Pearls. The visiting hours don't start until 9, so... Oh, I see. Mystic Maya, if only I had gone with you. Poor Pearls. She's been like this since last night. We managed to get home somehow yesterday evening, thanks to Detective Gumshoe gently holding her by the hand and leading her here. But by the looks of it, I don't think Pearls got any sleep at all last night. Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya, she's alright, right? Yeah, she's alright. Either way, I'm going to save her. You can trust me on that. Please help her. I'm only able to say this calm and collected because Pearls is doing the crying for the both of us. I have a thought. You're going to represent Mr. Angarde, aren't you? Yeah, I don't really seem to have a choice. But what if he is the real murderer? What would you do then, Mr. Nick? Would you fight to get a not guilty for a murderer to save Mystic Maya? Pearls. Let's talk to Mr. Angarde first, okay? We can think all the bad things we want, but it doesn't change a thing. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I can't stop thinking about it. Poor little Pearls! Pearls, you're really worried about Maya, aren't you? I don't have anyone else left in this world. What do you mean? My family's all gone. Her family. My father? He left my mother and the village behind and went away. I'm sorry. And my mother, she did that thing all for me. Mystic Maya, she's like a sister to me. She is all I have left in this world. Oof. Let's see. Let's just give you a little pat on the head and we shall move along. Because that's too sad. We couldn't wait for visiting hours to start, so Pearls and I came down here early to visit one nickel samurai charged with the murder of the Jammin Ninja. Good morning. How are you today? I know the situation might be a little tough for you. Where... Oh, sorry, dude. I already signed up. Excuse me? I already have life insurance. I signed up a long time ago because my job is, like, you know... Oh, no. We're not insurance salespeople. Really? Dude, I really don't need that right now either. Fire extinguishers, I mean? This building isn't my house, so... No, we're not here to sell fire extinguishers either. I'm a lawyer. My name is Phoenix Wright. A lawyer? Hold on a sec. I'm gonna ask my manager, okay? The Nickel Samurai sure is a strange person, isn't he? I think strange is an understatement. Sorry about that. You're just in time. Huh? You're a lawyer dude, right? My manager is looking for a good one right now, so how about it? Mr. Nick, this is our chance. I have to make him let me take his case. I have to. Sorry to intrude, but I would like to ask you a few personal questions. That's okay, but dude, my autobiography's coming out soon, so if I say stuff without publisher's approval, then I'm gonna be in real hot water. I can't stand this dude already. Let him burn. Oh, hold on a second. I'm gonna ask my publisher, okay? Mr. Engarde is so lucky. He has so many people he can talk to. I don't know if he actually has anyone he can really talk to. Sorry about that. Like, I thought the publisher said it'd be real bad if I said anything, dude. Does he have a mind of his own? Mr. Engarde, I would like to ask you about the murder. Oh, are you covering this for a tabloid as a side job, dude? Well, if you want my statement on this, you should ask through my staff. No. I'm asking on behalf... I am not asking on behalf of a tabloid. Holy shit. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna ask the president of the studio, okay? Is he alright, Mr. Nick? We're talking about Mr. Engarde's brain here. I wouldn't put my money on it. Sorry about that. The studio president said, even Neo Mount Fuji itself knows that I'm not the murderer. Mr. Nick, what's Neo Mount Fuji? It's a mountain in the city of Neo Tokyo, the city that the Nickel Samurai protects. Mr. Engarde, this is an attorney's badge. Dude, I'm sorry, but I don't have the free time to be looking at things like that. Huh? I'm much too busy with Nickel Samurai stuff right now. I don't have the time to take a lawyer's correspondence course. Why does he believe I'm a salesman? Insurance and extinguishers, now this! Holy frick. Man, it's too bad he's dead. You killed him. That's the most logical conclusion, don't you agree? Dude, what are you talking about? You're making a huge mistake. If that's such a mistake, then why did they issue an arrest warrant for you? I'm gonna call my lawyer. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna ask the guy in charge of this place, okay? Stars sure know a lot of people, don't they? I wonder if that phone really gets reception in here. I guess you're right about the warrant stuff after all. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we might be making some progress here. Fuck. Yeah, I'm such a handsome devil. Yeah? And I'm way good at sports. Karate, tennis, judo, soccer, football, hockey, fencing. Dude, it's no wonder I'm so popular. Yeah, you're also good at sitting in a jail cell, Mr. Popular. What's that? It's a ticket for the press conference. You were going to give one after winning the Grand Prix, right? Huh, me? Yes, while you were in costume, no less. I never heard anything like that, dude. I only heard about the stage show. I always leave that kind of stuff to my manager. He didn't know? That's odd. I'm actually dying. Dude, I like to throw money around, but it's not like I buy anything and everything. That's nice because it's not up for sale anyway. Mr. Dick, what are you going to do with that? That's a good question, Pearl. I don't know what to do. I don't know yet, but I figured I could at least show it to him. Is that a transceiver? Hey, it looks like a real nice one, too. I got it as a present from someone. Oh, interesting. I've also been instructed to take your case. Is that what you heard from the transceiver? Yes. Dude, that's terrible. Don't let some disembodied voice boss you around. This is coming from a man with a cell phone on his wrist. Well, Dude, I think it's about time for me to get going. Please wait. I really need to take your case. There's always other people in need of a lawyer, right? Want me to introduce you to a few? Please let Mr. Nick represent you. Man, oh man, lawyers these days. Now you dudes use kids to pull in clients too? If you don't take me as your lawyer, then D Killer is going to... Wait, what did you just say? D Killer. D Killer? What's he doing? He looks like he's mulling something over. Alright, dude. I accept your terms. Huh? I'll let you represent me in court. We did it! We did it, Mr. Nick! Yeah. I don't feel any better for it, and he doesn't look too happy either. Go ahead, ask me anything. I'll help you out as much as I can. Man, I think my lucky stars that people know my name. Well, you're quite the hero, and you're in the national spotlight. I didn't know who he is. Does that mean I'm not a good citizen? It's really great to be the Nickel Samurai. Dude, lately, I just keep on getting more and more popular. True enough, the Nickel Samurai is very popular among high schoolers and secretaries right now. I guess Mr. Angarde has a way of catching the eyes of women. Do you know my motto? Refreshing like a spring breeze. That's what I am. Jesus Christ. A spring breeze? That's why this kind of scandal is disastrous, dude. I mean, even if I get out of here tomorrow, it's still gonna look bad. But everyone loves a good scandal. Can you tell me about your activities last night? After I got the award, he's awful. I do not like this man. We've had some awful, like, usually your clients aren't too insufferable, and it's the people that you deal with or the killers themselves. But this man is just dreadful. Maximilian Galactica wasn't great either. But this dude is really awful. After I got the award, I took my break and I went back to my room. I had that post-ceremony stage show to do, so I was in my Nickel Samurai costume. And you were alone the entire time? My manager was running around being busy, so yeah. Because of the press conference you were supposed to hold after the show? I told you, dude, I have no idea about any press conference, alright? It's strange, I thought the Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. Anyway, when I was leaving my room, that's when I noticed it was kinda noisy. Mr. Coretta was already dead by that time. Yeah, that's what I gathered anyway from my manager. I'm beginning to gather that this guy can't do a thing on his own. And that's when the detective in the green coat showed up. And he searched me, and then, out of the blue, that dude arrested me. About you and the victim, Mr. Juan Coretta. What sort of a... That's got nothing to do with anything, dude. Man, with that face of his, you can't even tell he's the same age as me. And he wanted to try and make a Jammin' Ninja movie, even though we all know it'd fail? The Nickel Samurai still won in the end, right? Yeah, I took the Grand Prix by storm. So why would I, the winner, have any reason to kill the guy anyway? Dude, you think it'd be the other way around, you know? Do you know why you were arrested? I guess maybe my full body search went badly. Did they find anything on you? They found a button from the Jammin' Ninja's costume. A button? I don't get it either. It was caught in the pleats of my samurai pants or a hakama. Ah! Dude, I really think someone planted it there though. I'm serious. I wonder if that's what really happened. I guess this is about all I'm going to get out of him. Mr. Nick. Yeah? Let's ask one last thing. Let's test Mr. Ungard to see if he really is innocent or not. We can do that? Yeah. If you use this. Maya's Magitama. He won't be able to hide any secrets from you, Mr. Nick. I'm sure of it. I get it. Mr. Angarde, I'd like you to ask you one more question. Please answer me honestly. What is it, dude? Did you kill Mr. Juan Corrida? Please put the phone away and answer this question yourself. Alright, just so we're clear, dude. I didn't kill anyone, and that includes John Corrida, okay? Well, Mr. Nick? Nothing. Not a chain or lock in sight. Which means it's alright to trust him. Yeah, it does appear that way. Yeah, they're apparently the same age. Well, at least I can breathe a sigh of relief knowing my client is innocent. I was super doubtful, but I guess he's innocent. The magic rock said so. The trial's tomorrow, right? I'm counting on you, dude. I guess that makes sense. The killer did the other one. Ooh, do I have time for a trial? I don't think so. We might have to call it here. I was wondering if we'd finish the game tomorrow, but these last ones seem very long. Unless there's a DLC. Well, there's probably not a DLC case for this one. If I remember what I have been told correctly. So, yeah, I just don't think there's enough time. The trials go on for like an hour. And it's so long. Thank you so very, very much for being here. What a time. Edgeworth isn't dead. And I am relieved because I enjoy him a great deal. But it just makes the drama of what the of talking about him so goddamn hilarious. I will be back with more Phoenix Bright tomorrow at 2 p.m. EST, but I will be back in about an hour and a half with more Nier Replicant, which I'm very excited to play. So it's going to be the good times. If you're looking for more of me and what I do, you can find my Twitch, my YouTube, and my Discord all linked in my About page. The YouTube is updated consistently, so whatever I stream today, as of right now, will be up very later at night. So if you have missed something and don't like to watch it on Twitch for whatever reason, you can find it over there. So thank you very much for being here. I hope you all have a lovely afternoon, and I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.